for, I think, May 10th. I don't see that happening.
I don't see that happening. I don't really know why they posted. Like, to me at this point, I didn't see the reason of mention. I would have just mentioned the next event is Money in the Bank, but I wouldn't have given a date.
Oh, unless they do it empty
I didn't
arena.
think it made sense. Huh?
Unless they do it in an empty arena, I don't know. I mean, if like people are saying the next pay-per-view or the next major event by WWE is going to be SummerSlam, which is usually the mid to late August. Do you think people will still show up to that?
Yeah. I think if everything goes back to normal, people would clamor to show up to that. I think, because look, people just, at the end of the day, people just want to see people again. People just want to, I don't know if we will ever have that normal life that we used to have, but people are hoping for it, and that's what they want. And I think, if everything's clear and by August, if they can go to an event, they're going to go. Yeah, I think people miss wrestling. Look, everybody still, at the end of the day, this WrestleMania had no audience, but from what I read, it was their biggest trending event ever. So at the same point, while no one was there, everyone was talking about it.
Yeah, because it was different. First of all, it's 2 nights, which has never been done before. I think the only thing that came close, I didn't. And if you're a fan going to it, I don't think you would either.
Okay, I understand that. I have been to a WrestleMania, but at these days, like, WrestleMania is, if you go, WrestleMania is at least 7 hours long. That's just the event.
When I went to, when I used to actually go to the shows and not do the conventions, it was Dallas, and I got in there for the pre-show. I think it was 5 o'clock, and it ended like at 12, and I was miserable sitting. I was exhausted.
That's why I agree with the 2-night event. Because that's how your fans leave. By the time the main event's coming on, the people don't care. They're just like, can we, like, end this? Like, I want to go home. But if you can break it into 2 nights, first of all, you give people a chance to choose what show they want to go to, or they're going to buy tickets to both shows, so you double your money.
Yeah, but see, shit like that hurts me because WrestleCon is usually Friday and Saturday, and then Mania Sunday.
Okay, I get you. I get that because you're right. I get that. You're a business owner now. You got to do double the. I get that. But as a fan and as a paying customer, it gives you a chance to decide. Okay, I can still go for the whole weekend, but I can go to the show on Sunday or I can go to the show on Saturday. I assume the show on Sunday will always be the better show in the future because that's how you end it.
That's what the main event is. But was it this year? And another thing is, with the 2 nights. First of all, you don't need to have a 7-hour show. I know they can do it because of the network. I remember when WrestleMania 19, I think it was the first one to do 4 hours. I remember when it happened. I was still talking to that guy Bobby G. He's like, by the time you see all 4 hours of wrestling, you've seen it all. There's nothing else left to see.
You're not even a man. You're a faggot. You're a faggot. Live with it. You can't even say your name, you fucking cocksucker pussy.
Yeah, I did say your name, Bobby.
Oh, Joe.
Poor guy. But what was the better night? Because a lot of people think that that Boneyard match was the best match of the show. Say it's one show, and then some people say that they enjoyed the Cena match, or whatever that was.
Yes, I definitely think it becomes between that. But if you're asking what's the better night, I don't really think it can depend on those 2 matches. Like, if you ask what's the best match, then I think you could probably pick one of those 2 matches. But I think night 1 was better than night 2. But I didn't think night 2 was bad. I thought night 2 was good also. Like, I didn't think they had a bad night. I think I enjoyed night 1 better than night 2 though. Maybe because at night 2 I already knew what I was going to get because I already saw night 1.
I watched night 1. Night 2, I watched some of it. I kind of like shut it off when I was doing other things. I could not get into the Last Man Standing match. It was just too long. I'm tired of seeing Edge. I'm tired of seeing.
I agree. I told you that. Well, I'm not tired of seeing Edge. I do agree it was way too long. I didn't really catch on to the criticism they're getting because of the angle in the weight room. I talked with Mike from Sunset, and he had told me about everybody was upset, I guess, with the angle they did in the weight room where Orton, I think, tied the wire around Edge's neck. And because of the men watching it, and I get that.
I know. And that just aired on the that Dark Side of the Ring thing.
You're right, exactly. So I don't know if that was purposely done, or I don't know if that was just something that wasn't really paid attention to. I think at the end of the day,
they paid attention to that.
Yeah, but I didn't notice it. To me, I was just like, oh God, like this match is so long, like you know what I mean. But catch on to it. I think they could have made a better decision with that, but it's not something like that I'm really that mad at. Like, fuck it. So what? That guy killed his wife and his kids.
Be that long. It's just like, it's overkill. But the show ended like at 10:30. The main event was 6-7 minutes.
Yeah. But that's another good thing is like even if you do that at a live show, you can get back to a 3 to 4 hour show and people aren't as tired. They'll still be into it. You can just stretch it out between 2 minutes. Between 2 nights.
Look at it this way. Back in the day, when I'm old Joey's living in yesteryear. I'm not going to talk about WrestleMania 3. Let's talk about WrestleMania 4, which is not one of my favorite WrestleManias. You had a Battle Royal, you had a few matches, then you had the tournament, and that had a bunch of matches in it. And some of the matches in that tournament, like Rick Rude and Jake the Snake, was a decently long match. By the time you got to the main, you had with DiBiase and Macho Man. They didn't rush that match. It wasn't a 5-minute match. These guys went out there and they had your main event match. Hogan Savage, a year later, they didn't rush the main event to just go out there in 6 minutes. No, the main event was the main event. Even Andre and Hogan, the guy couldn't even walk. That was still 12 minutes. That's the match that sold the show. They didn't rush it. I just feel like things are like it's 30 minutes for that last man standing, and then I know Brock and Drew Magnet. Brock's not 22 years old anymore, But
no, but Brock is old. But I think that had they been in front of a crowd, Brock would have gave him at least double time. He would have at least done 15 minutes with Drew. I think at this point it's just like, look, you're lucky I'm here during these conditions. I want to put you over. I'll give you this. Like we're gonna do this, and we're gonna have fun. And if I think Brock put him over huge. Brock never even moved while he was celebrating. He stayed there the whole time.
Then you got these guys that sit in their mom's basement. They look like shit. They think they're wrestlers. They train once a week, if that. They don't know what the inside of the gym looks like. They don't know how to do a push-up. They think they're workers. They talk bad about Brock Lesnar, and they don't understand the business. But meanwhile, Brock Lesnar, and you don't have to be a fan of Brock Lesnar, is the guy that draws people to WWE. You can't debate that. You can't.
I agree.
He's the draw of that company. No, I'm not talking about old filth breath. He's not an idiot. He does go to the gym, but it doesn't look like he does anything there. But at least he tries. Oh, filth breath. Somebody's writing me all this stuff. But no, I'm not talking about him. He's not 120 pounds. Definitely not. Maybe in his belly's 120 pounds. But even look at this. Even BA again. You're not me and you close in age. Go back and look at the women's matches
you're
in
older.
these early wrestling.
Everyone knows.
What happened?
I say you're older, just so everyone knows.
Right. Even these female matches years ago, they weren't good. They weren't. I'm going years ago. Even WrestleMania, it's 20. The women's matches weren't great compared to now. These girls.
Well, I don't think I thought women hit a lot harder. Back when it was like Moolah, Richter, Liliana Kai, like all of them. But I never thought their matches were great either.
No. These girls today put the work in. They work their asses off. These girls on the indies think they could go out there with their fake tits and their skimpy little outfits and think they're going to NXT, which is laughable.
Because that's old school.
Laughable.
That's that old school mentality.
No, it's an idiot's mentality. Well,
that's that Diva era mentality. Like, oh, I'm sexy. I got titties. I got ass. That's what I'm going to show. And yeah, you're going to get on a show. Someone's going to put you on a show because you have that. But once you can't work, you can't.
What you do with the promoter backstage. Or back wherever.
Yeoman.
Huh?
I said,
What did you say?
Doman.
Well, that's what Scotty used to do with Will the Mooch on the way back to Maryland.
I bet they did.
You want to know? You know what Scotty's new thing is now? Do you want me? I don't know he's listening. You want to know what he wants to do now?
What does Scotty want to do right
Because Scotty's dating that girl. We all talked about that. The poor girl was harassed by Kinky last week. And now Scotty doesn't seem to get that there's a pandemic and I don't want people here because I have a kid and no, not showering. He didn't shower. They wrote me shower.
You can't have anybody. Like at this point, you can't have nobody over.
If it wasn't, my issue is that Anakin's here. He's not here all the time, but when he is here, I don't want, God forbid, something happens. So now, what he wants to do is, I guess he has a tent in the back of his car.
Oh,
so
what?
he wants to put up this tent behind my pool house and bang out his girl back there. So I said, Scotty, let me ask you a question. I said, when you're done, or before you start,
I'm playing Scotty's business. I didn't know he was going to say this.
This is Warriors Radio, baby.
Poor Scotty. Oh, man. Scotty, I'm sorry.
So he wants to take this girl in the back there, in his tent, and, he doesn't care that there's neighbors that live here behind the house, because the pool house is at the back of the house, way in the back. And I said, Scotty, what happens, you have to, maybe go to the bathroom or use the bathroom to freshen up. Well, I'll use the bathroom in the pool house, which if this was May or, anywhere up until like the end of September, I'd say, okay, but, I winterize that bathroom. Scotty thinks that the bathroom is operational, through January when, it's freezing out. So I would have went out there, to start up the bathroom and, turn the water on, and there would have been Scotty's whatever in the toilet or his girlfriend's whatever in the toilet. This is what I deal with. Now I'm getting Scotty's a genius. I don't know if that's sarcasm or what. Anybody wants to hold on? We could talk about Scotty Priest a little bit more. Anybody wants to call in? There's some people in queue. If you want to press 1, press 1. 563-999-3672. Yeah, there's people in queue. I know we're supposed to be on Thursday, but this week we're on Tuesday because of my work schedule. And we're going to touch on that. I told you about what was offered to me today.
Right. I want to talk about it, but I didn't know if you wanted to mention it. But we can do that in this hour or the second hour.
Whatever.
I do want to say this on a side note. I know how you look at Scotty living in your house, but I think Scotty actually looks at you like you're the concierge.
I'm a what?
Like you're the concierge person. Like whatever Scotty wants, you end up doing. He makes those videos and makes you feel good about Master Joe made some wings, but it's because Scotty wanted those wings, and you make them. And then
First of all, Master Joe makes some damn good wings, and nobody that's eating my wings can say any different.
But and real talk, at the end of the day, it may be Master Scotty. You go ahead, Priest. I probably just blew your spot, but you go ahead.
Hold on a minute. Oh, you're on the air.
It's always going to be a Master Joe. Master Joe rules everything around the house. Master Joe don't let Scotty do nothing unless Scotty's a good Scotty. Scotty done took everything that Master Joe ever said to do.
Dude is a slave. Can we put him on hold? Bye, Scotty.
Listen, Mr. B.A. Kid, have you ever in your life put up a shed in the dark?
No, but I heard you broke the piece.
I does not break the piece now. Master Joe done fixed the piece. He done got it in the mail now. There, don't you know? And as soon as Scotty got home from work that day, Scotty was put to work. Scotty had to lift the shed up. Scotty had to put a board under the shed so Master Joe could hammer down the shed and get the piece knocked in there. Now, don't you know? And
all right, Joe. I take back what I said. You know what? Scotty doesn't know.
Scotty knows that Master Joe rules all. Scotty knows the
Scotty doesn't know.
Scotty's going on hold. So wait, you know what? No, wait a minute. I know Kinky's not on tonight because he's got he's got something to do. Scotty's back on here. Scotty, talk about the tent.
Well, you see now, because of Master Joe doesn't want anybody in the house now, don't you know, that works out with the public. I also figured that, I got to resort to